Guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you could join my community where I talk about boxing, basically only boxing. And I keep it as raw and as honest as I possibly can. So I wanted to make a video about this because this is something that I thought was interesting. I'm going to be quoting Mr. Deontay Wilder and what he said to Joe Rogan on his podcast the other day. They're definitely begging now. His management have been trying to reach out to mine all of a sudden. He could have fought. He could have had this opportunity. He had many opportunities. He could have fought Luis Ortiz. He could have fought me. He had a chance to fight Tyson Fury, but people want to know who's the best, especially after seeing this fight. And I've been trying to show people who is the best. I'm always going to say I'm the best until I'm defeated. So that's what Deontay Wilder had to say. Now, the reason I'm showing this part up here is because he says that that Anthony Joshua's management team has been reaching out to him. Right, he's been reaching out to him, and that's very important because when it comes to Deontay Wilder and his team, they always claim that Anthony Joshua's team really doesn't want to make the fight between himself and Anthony Joshua happen. Him and Deontay Wilder, what's his name, Lou DiBella, Shelly Finkel, all these guys, every major player in Deontay Wilder's team always claimed this, that don't believe these meetings that Eddie Hearn is saying. But here is Deontay Wilder himself saying and admitting that his team, Anthony Joshua's team, is reaching out to him. His management team is reaching out to his team and trying to make the fight happen. All right, he's trying to make the fight happen. And of course, he's going around saying he could have fought Luis Ortiz, Tyson Fury. Talking about, like a year ago, they were trying to make the Luis Ortiz fight happen. Also, they were trying to make the Tyson Fury fight happen. And, of course, Deontay Wilder's referring to that. But the point that I'm trying to make in this video is Deontay Wilder. I don't want to hear Deontay Wilder's team going around saying that Anthony Joshua's team hasn't been trying to make the fight happen, because Deontay Wilder himself admits that his team, AJ's team, is reaching out to Deontay Wilder to try to make the fight happen. So if you ever see one of his team members once again go around claiming that Anthony Joshua's team is not actually trying to make the fight happen, it's all BS. It's bullshit, because Deontay Wilder himself admitted to Joe Rogan in his podcast that, in fact, his team is trying to reach out to make the fight happen. And so I don't want to hear none of this, Anthony Joshua is avoiding Deontay Wilder. I don't want to hear none of that nonsense talk that a lot of these Deontay Wilder fans always claim is the case, or even these uploaders that are big Deontay Wilder fans always claim is the case. I don't want to be hearing none of that. The point is, it's pretty obvious that Eddie Hearn really wants to make Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder, because he wants to have Anthony Joshua as the undisputed champion, and I think he's very confident. He's very confident, and he truly believes that Anthony Joshua beats Deontay Wilder. Any interview you've seen of Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn talking about Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder, you could tell he's very confident in his fighter, Anthony Joshua, and his chances on beating both Wilder and Tyson Fury. And if you look at the way Eddie Hearn has built Anthony Joshua's career, right? If you look at the way he's built him up and the way he's challenged him, you will see that he's always challenged Anthony Joshua. He wasn't a protected fighter. You get what I'm saying? You could always tell protected fighters early on. If a fighter is fighting guys he's not supposed to be fighting for several fights, that's how you could immediately tell, okay, this guy, he's being protected. For some reason, his team is being protected. Kind of like Wilder. Wilder was a perfect example, who was protected for several fights. He fought guys that had no business fighting him for literally the first 30 fights. His first 30 fights were against tomato cans, right? Guys that should have never fought him. And this is why people labeled him as, some people call him Bum Squad or the Cherry Picker, or the biggest fraud in the heavyweight division, is because of his cherry picking. But you look at Anthony Joshua's, he was Eddie Hearn put him there against Dillian White in his 15 pro fight. Dillian White right now is ranked as like a top 10 heavyweight, so it's pretty obvious that. And of course, I was always impressed when he put him in there with Vladimir Klitschko. I remember when that first fight happened, I couldn't believe that fight happened. I felt it was way too soon for AJ to be facing Vladimir Klitschko. And I remember feeling embarrassed because I was like, how is it that... Because I remember for years, everyone was begging Deontay Wilder to face Vladimir Klitschko. And here comes AJ with like 18 pro fights fighting Vladimir Klitschko. And I remember feeling embarrassed because I was like, it's unbelievable that AJ just leapfrogs Deontay Wilder and he faces Klitschko. Yet for years, they were begging Deontay Wilder to face Klitschko. So I remember feeling embarrassed about that. But the point is, if you look at the track record of Anthony Joshua, it's clear to me that Eddie Hearn has always been wanting to challenge Anthony Joshua and put him in there against the best, because I believe that he truly believes that Anthony Joshua is the #1 heavyweight. So again, I really don't want to hear no excuses from Deontay Wilder's team. He admitted himself that Anthony Joshua's team is trying to reach out to him. So if this fight doesn't get made, so again, if you hear that bullshit excuse that Deontay Wilder's team, or his the people who upload videos talking about that Anthony Joshua really doesn't want it, it's all BS, because like I said, he admitted himself that they're trying to reach out to him. Anyway, guys, stuff to say. It's just a short video. Again, if you're new to the channel, if you enjoyed the video, thumbs up the video. And if you're new to the channel, give it a thumbs up. Anyway, guys, I'm out. Thanks for watching.